Namaskar, this is a random guy from VIEH group and I welcome you to the first new episode of Hack Talk. So let's get started. Before proceeding further, let's start with today's question. So today's question is Linux can be hacked or not? Share your answer in the comment section and we'll give a shout out to the best answer next day. Now the first news is related to Linux. So Linux user on Tuesday got a major dose of bad news. A 12-year-old vulnerability in a system tool called Polkit gives attacker unfettered root privilege on machine running major distribution of the open source operating system. So previously Polkit was called with the name PolicyKit. So basically it manages system-wide privilege in Unix-like operating system. It provides a mechanism for non-privileged processes to safely interact with the privileged processes. So I guess feature update has been rolled out. So update your system as soon as possible if you are using Linux. Now the next news is related to a ransomware called Lockbit. So Lokbit is one of the most famous ransomware families out in the threat landscape. So now it's just become more dangerous with a variant focused on Linux. So now Lockbit ransomware is available for the Linux version 2. So the ransomware was found advertised on underground forum. So the Linux version of Lockbit is rolled out. So be secure guys, really trust me, this is very dangerous ransomware. So if you are using Linux, if you are using macOS, if you are using Windows, whatever you are using, make sure to download the source, the software, whatever you'd like to from a very trusted source only. Otherwise don't do it. Otherwise you'll be in a very big problem. Now the next news is related to Foxit PDF reader. So Foxit PDF reader is one of the most popular PDF document reader currently available. So Cisco Talos recently discovered a memory corruption vulnerability in the Foxit PDF reader. The vulnerability is available because the Foxit PDF reader support JavaScript for interactive document and dynamic forms. Also, this vulnerability could be triggered if an attacker trick a user into opening a specially crafted malicious PDF file or open the file in a browser that has a PDF reader plugin installed. So for some instant, don't use Foxit PDF reader. After rolling out the security feature you can use, but for now don't use it. Now next news, a very big news related to AWS, Amazon Web Service. So a unsecured server has exposed sensitive data belonging to airport employees across Colombia and Peru. The server belongs to the company Securitas. In a report, safety detectives said one of the Securitas AWS S3 buckets was not appropriately secured. The cause exposing over 1 million files on the internet. So guys, nowadays AWS security is also a very big concern. So always go through with the audit as much as you can with a trusted company, trusted source. Now next news is related to a ransomware. So a new research from managed detection and response provider Expel found that most ransomware attacks in 2021 were self-installed. Researchers found 8 out of 10 ransomware infections occurred after victim unwittingly opened a zipped file containing malicious code, where abuse of the third-party access accounted for 3% of all ransomware incidents and 4% were caused by exploiting a software vulnerability on the parameter. So this is how the mostly ransomware is getting infected. So I think in 2022 it's also taking the same role with a very major concern. Now the next news is related to Postbus. So most of you I guess not familiar with the Postbus word. So basically Postbus is the online portal that is used to track fare charges on Swiss public transport. So Postbus has resolved a serious data exposure vulnerability onto their online portal. So researchers say that the penetration testing that were conducted by them revealed that compromise of confidential centrally stored data are through IDOR vulnerability. So basically IDOR vulnerability is access control security issue that arise when application has the capability to use user supplied input to influence object directly, including database object and static files. So if exploited, IDOR flow may be able to bypass access control, steal or leak data or modify the resources. So IDOR is a very worst vulnerability right now, and a lot of bug hunters are finding IDORs in most of the web applications. So that's all for today. Hit down the comment box with your answer that we are asking in the starting. So as always, thank you for watching this video. Jai Hind.